Are you also just so tired of the meta? Today, we're back in the kitchen and we're gonna cook the most disgusting anti-meta deck that you've probably ever seen. And it's super relevant to this format, and we found some pretty cool interactions with existing cards, the Horus Engine, Dark Magician cards, the Abel Star, and of course, we cannot forget Cyber Angel Ben 10. So, if you're looking to make your friends' lives miserable in locals this week, this is probably the deck for you. And of course, we're also always looking to hear some feedback on this series. So we're back in the kitchen because you like this kind of content. So leaving a like button on the video right here is the way to let us know if this content is actually worth it. So today we're gonna be looking at the anti-meta deck. What does that mean? It basically means that it counters the meta by doing really disgusting stuff. And we found some pretty cool interactions with meta cards that actually exist today, turning them into anti-meta cards. We're gonna be going over the deck list itself, and then, as we always do in the kitchen, we're gonna look at how the deck actually works. So don't go anywhere. Let's jump into the deck. Right, so as always, I'm gonna be showing you what the deck looks like. And starting off, you can see that the deck utilizes probably one of the strongest engines we've seen in years, which is Horus and the Sarcophagus engine. So we're playing 3 Imseti, we're playing one of each name because we really want those bodies, because, spoiler alert, we're gonna be tribute summoning in this deck. And then of course 3 gold Sarcophagus. The reason why we play 3 Sarcophagus, even though it's not like an insane or ideal card to open on its own, we want to send a lot of cards here to the graveyard. So you're gonna see what I mean in a second. So this is the Horus package, and we're also playing 1 Walls of the Imperial Tomb. Why is this card important when we're already playing so many Horus cards? Well, we are playing an engine that has a brick that needs to go back into the deck. So shuffling that brick into the deck with Walls of the Imperial Tombs is super valuable. So there we go. Horus engine is out of the way. The next engine, don't roll your eyes at me yet, okay? Please, just wait, because there is a really good explanation on why we play these cards. So we're playing 3 Wanted, 3 Belso, 3 Deception. Don't be annoyed. You can also play just 1 Deception. That's absolutely fine. Okay, these are already rarity collection cards. These are super rares. They're not expensive, right? And of course the Hallowed Azamina. Why do we play this engine? Because we want to tribute this card, Cyber Angel Ben 10. So Deception tributes a monster, and this is where the synergy for the anti-meta part of this deck comes from. Cyber Angel Ben 10, not once per turn, when it's tributed, you can search for a aligned fairy monster from your deck. So this engine gets you to Deception, which gets you to Cyber Angel Ben 10 tribute effect, and we're also playing 1 Ritual Sanctuary in the deck. So let's move the Sinful Spoils engine to the side and discuss these 2 cards specifically. So Ritual Sanctuary is a field spell that allows you to search any light ritual monster at that from your deck by discarding 1 spell card. And since this is a field spell, using our Horus package and our Crystal Beast lineup, we're able to search this pretty consistently, and we'll get to that in a second. So essentially, Ritual Sanctuary, adding Cyber Angel Ben 10, then tributing for the Deception engine, you're gonna see in a second what this actually gets you. And another card that is very valuable, and again, don't roll your eyes, because this is kind of a corny addition to a lot of these heavy Triff combo decks, no offense Triff, that people just add this to whenever. Preparation of Rites does 2 things in this deck. 1, it adds you Illusion of Chaos, which gets you souls, which you'll see in the combo as well, can dump the Abel Star from the deck, so we can revive it and access the engine even if we didn't draw it. Of course, this gives you draws as well. But this one also searches Ben 10. So again, there's just a ton of synergy between the cards here. And this engine is great, and you're gonna see that as well in the combo. Now the Crystal Beast package is Cobalt Eagle, and then 3 Salvation and 1 Terraforming. If you don't know what this does, once per duel, this card is insane, because you can banish it and search 1 Crystal Beast monster from the deck, plus any field spell. This is a very strong effect. And why do we play specifically Eagle? Because this deck doesn't require any normal summons, and you can normal summon it and it has an effect to put itself back into the deck. So you need to have a Crystal Beast monster in the deck in order to activate this. So it makes sense that you only play this card because it's really the best when bricking, essentially. In Terraforming, because we rely on 2 very powerful field spells and another field spell that we'll get to at the end of the combo. Another piece that enables this is 3 Foolish Burial Goods. Gets you to any field spell in the game. And remember when we talked about Benton, tributing it for deception and searching for a light fairy? You guessed it, it is the anti-meta part coming into play here, and it's Vanity's Ruler. So using the Horus engine, you can generate a lot of bodies on the field, tribute Benton for the deception engine, and then search this and tribute summon over. And this says that it cannot be special summoned, but also your opponent cannot special summon monsters. This is one of our win conditions. Since we don't really normal summon in this deck, we're playing 3 Lava Golem, and eventually because we are able to play a lot of field spells, or rather search a lot of field spells, we play Secret Village of the Spellcasters because Diabellstar, Imseti, and of course Selene are spellcasters. So now that you've seen what the main deck looks like, let's look at the extra deck, which is rather generic but has a few interesting points. We have a very good rank 8 toolbox. Coach King to draw, Garunic's Eternity to pop the field, Dingirsu to out things like Dragoon. We have Photon Lore to negate monster effects. We have a card that you might not be super familiar with. It's called Xenophon. It's a generic rank 8 and you can just activate, and your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Zombie Vampire is good because you can actually access Diabellstar in more than one way. And then the couple of the century, Zeus and Fawn, because we are playing a lot of Xyz. And then the link package is Masquerena, SPLL Knight, Dark. Selene is actually one of the most important cards in the deck because, again, since Magician's Souls can send Diabellstar the Black Witch from the deck, you can then revive it with Selene. We'll see that in the combo. Access Code Talker to finish up the game, and then 2 cards for the Azamina engine. This is the deck. It is time to show you how this looks in action, and boy, hold on to your hats because this is literally wild. All right, it's time to see how this deck works. And there's a lot of really intricate combo pieces here. So we're just gonna draw some cards and see what we have to play with. I do want to show this deck at its maximum potential. So let's have us a hand of 5 cards as we do in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! We have our extra deck right beside us, and let's see how we can advance this combo. Sark, Imseti, Prep, Illusion, Foolish Burial Goods. So our game plan is essentially get the Azamina cards online, get the Diabellstar stuff, and get Vanity's Ruler. Everything else is just a bonus. Let's see how much of it we can actually achieve. So I think here, starting off with Foolish Burial Goods is definitely going to be the play to dump the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, and then we're just going to banish it immediately to search for, we don't need Ritual Sanctuary because we have Prep here. So we have access to Benton. I think let's just search for, let's just be disgusting about it and go for the Cobalt Eagle with the Secret Village, just to make sure we have another layer of, you know, some things that are not super nice. Now we have Imseti here. So I think we would want to draw a card and see where our hand goes. So we're just going to pitch the Cobalt Eagle with the Imseti here. Going to search for another copy of Goldsark, and then we're just going to draw a card. We don't really need to use the other card, so it's definitely fine. And let's add ourselves a Lava Golem. That's great. If we need to break the board, we have a way to do that. Now let's activate the effect of Illusion of Chaos, which will start grabbing us our Diabellstar engine online. We're gonna search for the souls, then put Illusion of Chaos back into the deck. Now we're gonna summon the souls by dumping a spellcaster from the deck, which is gonna be Diabellstar the Black Witch. Right? Let's put it in the graveyard. This is of course banished. We have Diabellstar in the grave. Now we have Goldsark, which we can use to dump the other Goldsark and send us a copy of Horus Monster from the deck. That will just be happy, I suppose. And we're going to summon both of them right now, Imseti and Happy. does not start a chain. We could draw an additional card right now, but I don't think there's really a reason to do that at the moment. And we're just going to use all three. And this is how we access the Abel Star. No matter like if we draw it, if we don't, we have a very consistent way of getting to it, which is going to be Celine. Now Celine has 1 counter, 2, 3, 4. We can use 3 counters to bring back the Abel Star in defense position. And the Abel Star effect can now trigger, set, of course, the Deception from the deck. Now, in order to search for the Hallowed Azamina, we need to tribute a monster. So before we do anything else, didn't I have a prep in hand? I did have a prep. So it just got into the graveyard somehow. Yeah, we sent the eagle. So we sent the prep by mistake. Let's activate the prep here so we can search. I was missing a card in hand, which will add us a level 7 or lower ritual monster, which is going to be Benten. Now we can send this to the graveyard, and we can activate Deception, tribute 1 monster to search for the Azamina spell. And since Benten was tributed, we can activate the effect to get ourselves a copy of Vanity's Ruler. Now we have 4 cards in hand, and we can go ahead and activate the Hallowed Azamina. Go for Murcielago, which can add us a copy of Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils. That way we get an additional draw, more cards. This goes to grave. And we can go ahead, either tribute these. Let's see if what do we want to do? I think maybe we go ahead and tribute these for Vanity's Ruler right now. These go to grave. And then we can go ahead and shuffle back the Murcielago to bring back the Hallowed Azamina. Activate the Hallowed Azamina, chain Wanted. Go ahead and search for another copy of the Abel Star. Of course, send it to the graveyard in order to get Ilia Sylvia. So right now we have an Omni Negate, we have Celine, and of course our opponent cannot special summon any monsters. And we have 2 cards to send in addition. So let's do Sark twice and send the other 2 Horus monsters from the deck, which are going to be Duamutef and Kebesenref, I suppose. Yeah, these are in the deck still. We can go ahead and special summon both of them. Now, because we have Secret Village in hand, I kind of want to keep the Celine just for follow-up and to make sure it's live. So here, basically, you're kind of free to do whatever you want. You can make IP Masquerena with this, or you can be even a little bit more annoying and make, you know, like Sanafond maybe, or an additional monster negate. You can activate Sanafond if you want, so your opponent cannot special summon any monsters. We go ahead and activate Secret Village, and then we can, of course, draw 1 with Wanted, or just let the Deception stay. And we draw 1, draw into another Sark. This is your board for the anti-meta deck. You kind of see how cards really neatly get to each other. Of course, Zombie Vampire and the Horus Engine are just so good at like fetching cards whenever you need them. But the end board is Secret Village, opponent cannot special summon from the graveyard, Omni Negate, follow up with summoning possibly another spellcaster. Maybe not, because we kind of ran out of counters, but it's just a spellcaster for this. And of course, most importantly, like, yeah, your opponent cannot special summon and you have protection from this. So this is the anti-meta deck. I've actually been having so much fun playing this. It's just like pure gas with, if you like Lava Golems, because you don't need to normal summon anything. And it just utilizes the most broken and powerful engines, honestly, in the game. You just kill next turn. This is basically what Drytron does, just a lot better than what they do. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these cooking videos, make sure to leave a comment below, like the video, and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.